Here's another one of the science units from The Good and the Beautiful. This one is Kingdoms and Classification. Also for grades 3 through 8, and they do have extensions for 7th and 8th grade. This one, as of right now, I don't see the younger sibling K through 2 activity book, but that doesn't mean that they can't sit and listen along with everybody else. So let's see how it looks inside. Time for a page turner. All right, The Good and the Beautiful's Kingdoms and Classification. This is the course book, which is $20, or you can buy the PDF version for $10. There's also the student journal that you want to get along with it. And if you have a 7th or 8th grader, then you would get the extended lessons student journal. Here at the beginning, it explains with these icons what different activities and things you're going to be doing throughout the lesson, and so the icons will give you a heads up of what's coming next as you're reading through. These are the 2 read aloud books that they suggest that you get to go along with it. This right here shows the read aloud book that would go with the 7th and 8th grade extensions. Now these 2 student journals, this one for grades 3 and 6 and the 7 and 8, as far as I know, they're both the same. It's just the 7 and 8th will have the extra pages that have those extension lessons printed right in them. So that's really streamlined, which is nice for teaching multiple students. Here are the supplies that you'll need for the simple experiments that are included. This does include a few things that you would have to get. I mean, it says optional, so there's some optional things that might be a little bit more difficult to get, but the rest of the things are simple that you wouldn't really need a lot of preparation. Okay, these are for the vocabulary wall that you'll create with your vocabulary words, and they'll let you know which ones to put up when, so you're putting them up as you go and as your kids learn it. Each lesson, they'll let you know what to prep for it and what you need for supplies, and then you'll see the icons throughout that let you know as you're going through. It is a scripted curriculum, so they'll tell you exactly what to say, which you can do, or you can kind of skim it ahead of time and say what you want to say too, of course, but it is all laid out. Beautiful pictures, really great quality here, glossy pages. All right, so that was lesson 1 right there that you just saw. Lesson 1 in the student journal, and it'll let you know when to go to that in the course book. You've got this graph that you're going to be completing, and then they've got the characteristics of life icons, and they'll let you know exactly what you're going to be doing with those as you read through. So very straightforward, laid right out for you as you go through. Lots of visual examples. Talks about how animals are connected. All right, and then just so that you can see in the student journal some of the other examples of things that might be in there. We have animal kingdoms, ways to fill out after your experiments, and a field journal. Nice. All right, and then the 2 read aloud books. We've got Taxonomy Trivia and Microbes, the Tiny Creatures Around Us. Both of these books together are $14, and then for the other 7th and 8th grade extension book, it was $9. So this trivia book has lots of questions in it with multiple choice or true and false. A lot of them did talk about related or relatives, which maybe isn't my favorite wording, but I'm assuming that they're talking about classifications and orders. And a lot of the other questions aren't like that. So up to you if that's something that you want to go with or not. And it goes through some plants and even has cheese in here too. So, and then Microbes, the tiny creatures around us. It's a short story. It's fairly sweet with the little pictures and the way the words are set up, and it explains microbes in a simple to understand way. It's somewhat repetitive, you know, it goes through the information in different ways, but I think that would be helpful to understand it, to hear it talked about and kind of summarized. I hope this was a helpful look through kingdoms and classifications. Remember that real life is messy and beautiful, and better with books. This is geared for grades 3 through 8. And where is my note? There it is. Okay, that does not have the little kid's version. All right, yeah, let's take a look.
The front picture?
Right, well, yeah, I mean, that's what we're taking the pictures for. Okay. Pop on the smile. All right. And then parts of the cell. Oh, not parts of the cell, just up here. Just the characteristics of life.